Please find your seats. Our program is about to begin. If you would kindly find your seats. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very exciting to be in person. Welcome.
Yeah, I did this a few years ago from my basement, so it's nice to be out amongst everyone. Thank you all for coming out on a beautiful day. Welcome to the 31st Annual Akron Public Schools Teacher of the Year Banquet. My name is Tommy Bruno. For the last 21 years, I've been General Manager of WAPS 91.3 The Summit and a proud partner of this wonderful school district. My co-host this evening, does she need any introduction?
Thank you.
All right, we're going to start the program with a welcome from our superintendent and an invocation, and then we hope you'll enjoy your salad while we announce a few awards. Our dinner will be served, and then we'll ask each building teacher of the year to step into the hallway with our Teacher of the Year event team. We'll line you up for the grand entrance. Now will our Shining Apple teachers and students go to the foyer and meet Ms. Culver, Ms. Mannion, and Ms. Wynn, or Dr. Wynn, I should say. Our superintendent, Christine Fowler-Mack, everyone, is here to welcome you tonight.
Good evening. Oh, now wait a minute. I am a teacher first, so we're going to do that one more time. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, wonderful. It is so joyful to be in your presence this evening for this very special occasion. The two co-hosts are going to probably throw daggers at me, but I'm going to go off script for 1 minute. And because we have something very special that we need to do before we get into the fullness of the celebrations. So I would like to invite Karen Gijic to come over near me, please. And I would also like to invite up Dr. Ellen McWilliams-Woods to come up to the stage, please. As Mr. Bruno said, this is the 34th year for this wonderful event of celebrating teachers. And while there are many hands and minds that go into making this event very, very special, there are two dedicated people that have worked tirelessly year after year to honor, as we should, our educators. But tonight, before we get fully started, we also want to honor you because this is your last Teacher of the Year event. Formally, we might say. But if you will join me in giving honor to Karen Gijic for her wonderful organizational skills and Dr. Ellen McWilliams-Woods. Excellent. Yay. Thank you for so much for indulging in that. What a beautiful day it is, and what a wonderful way to celebrate teachers and teaching. I am honored to welcome all of our teachers and families who are gathered here with us tonight as we celebrate in person, as many have already said, for the first time since 2019. My thanks to Mr. Mervis and his wonderful staff here at the Knight Center for their support and expertise in helping to produce tonight's event, because we're able to invite so many more people. We are really here in the presence of the best tonight. And even though we can never really thank teachers enough for all that they offer, we do want to take this as a small token of our appreciation for the difference that they make in the lives of our scholars and the future of our communities. And to simply bring to the public attention the important roles that educators play in the lives of children, our families, and our future. We must not forget the incredible events of the past 2 years and how they influenced educators. They challenged us to be more creative, to be more thoughtful in our approaches, and perhaps more vigilant. And as our concerns were with children, we no longer got to see each and every day. Teachers learned new technology. They became gifted at delivering their lessons in varying formats and did this with such efficacy that sometimes we may have taken their skills for granted. We should not do that at all. It is because of these challenges that I am more proud than ever to say I am an educator, and I have been honored to have watched the teachers and their staff rise to every occasion and meet every challenge, both as an educational administrator and I watched it up close and personal as a mom. Our deepest appreciation goes out to our teachers for the countless ways they have gone above and beyond in delivering a high-quality learning experience, and for the way they have supported the needs of each and every scholar. Thank you and welcome.
I would now like to invite Reverend Ronald Fowler of the Arlington Church of God, Pastor Laureate, to the podium to share an invocation. Reverend Fowler is, of course, a former board member and an esteemed member of the Akron community. I'd like to welcome Reverend Fowler. I also want to remind you, after the invocation, we want to gather our Shining Apple Award winners out into the hallway as well. Reverend Fowler.
Thank you. This is a very inspiring scene as I sit and look at each of you. Something that's rather nostalgic that comes to my mind when I think about where I am in life and what I've been able to do with the life that's been loaned to me. A teacher has always been at the center of my thoughts and prayers. I've been so enormously blessed because a teacher came along and saw potential and an inspired faith to believe it could happen for me. To all of you teachers, I say thanks. Thanks for our community. Thanks for all the time and the labor that you have put in helping children be what they could be at their best. When I attended the May festivals each year, there at Central High School, I believe. I don't know if you still call it Central High School or what, but whatever. But in the auditorium is an inscription over the doorway there, the stage, and I never forgot it. Prepare yourself, and perhaps someday your chance will come. And that operative word is what all of you do so well. You prepare students for their future. And how grateful we should be for what you do and for what you sacrifice. And I'm just delighted to be a part of this. Now, my daughter can't do much with me when I get up here. But she'll get me afterwards. Stick to the script. And I shall do that. Would you bow your heads in prayer? It was one of your wise servants who said, "O Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. And where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to loved. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. And thanks for the food that we're about to receive and all the hands through which it is passed. Amen.
Please do enjoy your salad as we continue with our program. And if our Parks nominees, along with our Shining Apple teachers and students, would gather to my right. I know that Dr. Glover, Mrs. Culver will meet you and assist you. Thank you to the Jazz Combo from Firestone Community Learning Center for the fabulous music that they played for us. Thank you, Firestone. Thank you to the art teachers for the beautiful portraits, one of a kind for our Teachers of the Year. Thank you, art teachers. Thank you to Walter Scrutchings, music educator from Jennings CLC, for the gathering music here in the banquet hall. And I would like to invite Board President Dr. N.J. Akbar to come forward and bring a greeting from the Board of Education.
Good evening, everyone. And it is definitely an honor and a privilege to be here today. I know you're eating your salads, but on behalf of the entire Board of Education, Vice President Dr. Derek Hall, and members Bruce Alexander, Valerie McKittrick, Joe Esau Perry, Diana Autry, Carla Jackson, and myself, we are deeply impressed by our teachers every day, and we are so immensely elated to be here today. With that being said, I wanted to just really bring you welcomes from our board, and also say that every day you make a difference in the life of our young people. And our young people will be the ones who determine our future and where our society goes. And so thank you for making that difference, for making the imprint, and doing what you do best. I also have the distinct honor to just say that these last 2 years have been immensely difficult, but we want to lift you up and thank you even more for all of that you've done in just remarkable times, as well as with very little notice. And so we really appreciate you. And then for that, I'm sure you already know this, but we definitely have done everything we can to support you, and we'll continue to do that. With that being said, there's also a proclamation for today that makes today Teacher of the Year Day for Thursday, May 19th, 2022, from the city of Akron. So we also want to recognize that as well. And there's a proclamation here from the city. So with that being said, thank you very much, and I'll turn it back over to Karen, and keep doing the outstanding work that you do every day.
And so now we would like the Akron Board of Education to gather here to my left, if you don't mind, to greet the Shining Apples. And if Dr. Akbar and Superintendent Fowler-Mack might join me here in the center of the stage. So thank you, Dr. Derek Hall, Mr. Bruce Alexander. Right there is fine. We just want to have a line for you to greet them when they come off stage. And Tommy.
Our top scholars from each high school are invited to nominate one teacher who has had the greatest impact on their scholars' educational life. We recognize the educators who receive this special distinction here tonight. The educators chosen are representative of many Akron educators. Each student wrote a long essay about their shining apple. There were common themes across all the essays. Each shining apple teacher is known for strong relationships, high standards and high expectations, supporting students beyond the academic life, making a difference, giving that support to enable a student to take one more step forward, to try one new thing, to continue to encourage long after others seem to have forgotten. Tonight we honor all of our Shining Apple teachers and share one unique aspect of the nomination with you. For Akron Early College High School, Abigail Hazinski picked Igor Levaya. This is why Abigail selected Mr. Levaya. I don't normally think back on my middle school years, but when I do, only one class stands out clear as day, and that is my Spanish class. Perhaps I remember so much about this class because it was the last period of the day, and it was tucked into a corner of the building in such a way that overlooked the front of the school. So we would all longingly stare out the window at the freedom that seemed so close yet so far away. But no, Senor started the class, and we were transported to the land of language where chatter in Spanish was encouraged and the shy person could thrive. My Spanish self was discovered, thrived in that special environment.
For book duel, Kayla Robinson chose Heather Hinkle. This is why Kayla selected Heather. Heather Hinkle is a guiding light. She leads you out of the dark when you need it and inspires you to be the best that you can be. She makes you be the best version of yourself. She will not allow you to let your own doubts bring you down. She always makes sure that I feel seen. Thank you, Kayla and Heather.
For East, Janiah Carter chose Jeffrey Klein. This is why Janiah selected Mr. Klein. The first day I met Mr. Klein, I wasn't sure we were going to get along. He gave out too much work. Sometimes he was just a little bit too direct. But I realized that we are alike in more ways than one. It was my junior year. I was ready to give up, but Mr. Klein reminded me of my upcoming responsibilities as senior class president and valedictorian. He refused to let me sell myself short. He gave me that push I needed.
For Ellett, Cameron Tucker chose Justin Domingo. This is why Cameron selected Mr. Domingo. Mr. Domingo has been my soccer coach since I was in 7th grade. I've never met someone so dedicated to their job, family, and students. When I mentioned playing soccer to him, he encouraged me to play and set conditions for success. He arranged for me to have options right in front of me. Many students came into Mr. Domingo's class with a bad attitude, but left with a good one. Thank you, Mr. Domingo.
Mrs. Christine Cerny, math teacher, Firestone CLC, is Clara Hoffert's Shining Apple teacher. This is why Clara selected Mrs. Cerny. Even before the pandemic, Mrs. Cerny posted online resources and videos as an additional aid to students, so the pandemic certainly wasn't going to stand in the way of her dedication to her students. She was one of the first to host online office hours. Some days when I was struggling with my CCP Calculus 1 course, I make myself take a deep breath and remember to harness my inner Mrs. Cerny. Once I do that, I know all good things are possible.
Mr. Harry Cameron, 2nd grade teacher, is Kayla Vinson's Shining Apple teacher. This is why Kayla selected Mr. Cameron. Mr. Cameron was my 2nd grade teacher at Sam Salem CLC. He always found alternative ways to help me learn the necessary material. Most impressively, he was the only teacher I had who took the time to learn Braille so we could communicate and he could add comments to my assignments. He made a difference. Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Mr. Jason Halverson is Mon Chara's Shining Apple teacher. Mon said, "Teachers have different personalities and teaching styles, but there is one teacher who has a unique way of teaching and is the best teacher I've ever had as a student." Mr. Halverson leads the IT support and service pathway I'm taking. I've always wanted to learn about computers, and being in his class helped me achieve that goal. Teachers teach, but great teachers help us learn and live, and he does it all.
Yeah. Coach Sam Appleby is Sage Whaler's Shining Apple teacher. Sage said, "Coach Appleby pours his heart into what he does, and he never leaves us floundering." At 4 a.m. one morning, I think he took a lesson from Ellen. At 4 a.m. one morning, before a competition, he sent a text to the team that we should listen to a very loud, heavy metal song for inspiration. It made us laugh about how he was acting like a teenager and cared about our morning moods. The parent in him comes out when he has us text him that we've made it home after an evening competition. Congratulations to, let's go back.
That's right.
Let's go right back to East's. Janiyah Carter, thank you for choosing Mr. Klein. If we didn't go back to it, Mr. Klein, who can be a little bit too direct, would have let us know. But we wanted the opportunity for you to meet Janiyah, who chose Mr. Klein as her shining apple.
We had to get a photo is what we had to get.
Congratulations to all of our top scholars and shining apple teachers. Thank you.
Okay, while our Maryland Park nominees and David W. James Award winners make their way to the right and meet Megan Mannion, I will share a few other special awards with you.
Yes.
This is a big one, folks. I would like to tell you about a special person who is here with us tonight, Melinda Wilms. Melinda, will you please stand and be recognized? Melinda is a recipient of this medal I hold in my hand, the Carnegie Medal, which is given throughout the United States and Canada to those who enter extreme danger while saving or attempting to save the life of another human being. Melinda received this prestigious award for saving the life of a 12-year-old boy who was desperately struggling to survive in Mosquito Lake. She is our true hero of this evening. Congratulations to Melinda. A side note to that, Karen said to Melinda earlier, "I saw your name in the Parade magazine." And she said, "I didn't see that." So we've assigned Mark Williamson to chase down a copy of the Parade magazine. Congratulations. Thank you.
And an award we bestowed for the first time last year is our David W. James Award. To be considered for the award, a teacher must have taught for the district for fewer than 18 months, be an advocate for excellence through equity, use data effectively, monitor and adjust learning conditions, demonstrate culturally responsive and sustaining teaching practices, and be respected by students. Hannah Couch from Ellett is this year's David James Award winner. Hannah, please come forward and be recognized.
Marilyn Parks emphasized the word teacher throughout her career. Mrs. Parks influenced thousands of children in Akron Public Schools. In May 2001, she became the first recipient of the Akron Public Schools Lifetime Achievement Award. The award was renamed in her honor and given annually to our teachers who have made a difference. The story of the starfish is in your program.
Our Maryland Parks nominees for 2022 are Claudia Grimes, physical education teacher. Claudia directs the district-wide age group track program, is a board member for the Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. Claudia consistently brings professional learning to Akron Public School teachers. Congratulations, Claudia. Brian Johnson, music educator. Brian is a classical opera singer who has performed throughout the world. He is passionate about making sure students are exposed to a variety of musical forms. Brian has impacted students in grades K through 12 through his love for teaching and performing. Congratulations, Brian. Jill Reganos, social studies teacher. Jill has excelled at supporting and developing thousands of students at the highest levels of historical understandings, civics, geography, and economic and financial literacy. Jill has mentored at the highest level dozens of social studies teachers. Her use of constructivist learning principles and her tremendous care for all of her students has translated to high success rates, both on state and international assessments. Our 3 outstanding candidates for the Parks Award made for a very difficult decision for the deliberation team. Tommy?
Oh, geez. Let's throw Mark Williamson under the bus on this one. I don't know what to say here. It looks like we've got our first controversy of the year. Yeah, 3 impressive finalists. I'm going to leave it up to you, Karen. You make the call. This is your last big gig. What do you think?
So I think Brian Johnson is a shining star in the APS district. He selflessly shares his compassion with unique talents with students and families in Akron and across the world. I think it's Brian Johnson.
A classically trained opera singer. Look at him over there. Give us a wave. There we go. Big wave.
So Brian Johnson is a Maryland Parks winner. Come on up, Brian. And Jill Regnos. Jill's care for her students, routine, scholarship, and enthusiasm have helped form an entire generation of successful critical thinkers and civic-minded Akron citizens. Jill Reganos.
Social studies.
Jill Reganos is also a Maryland Parks winner. Tommy, is there one more?
Well, yeah, that's what the script says here. There's one more.
Claudia Grimes. Our greatest champion for students and teachers of the highest standards of PE and for all students. Claudia Grimes.
Yay, that's so wonderful. All right, we're going to ask them to just say a few words right before dinner. Why don't we go ladies first? Jill?
There you go, ladies first. I didn't prepare a speech, but this is a very high honor, and I'm very, very humbled. Thank you.
This is very humbling and a great honor. Thank you so much.
Okay, everyone, mine will be a little bit longer because I have a lot of people to thank in my good opera teaching voice. Yes, okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much. I know this is an individual award, but it takes a great team of administrators, teaching colleagues, and staff members to create a Maryland Parks Award winner. Finley is full of Maryland Parks Awards winners. They just haven't been nominated yet. First of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Sue, who without her, nothing is possible for me. And I know people say, well, without me, nothing is possible. Without my wife, nothing is possible. And when they say When you get married, you don't think about it. When they say in sickness and in health, everybody thinks health is great. But when you get into sickness with a spouse, then you really find out how strong a relationship is. So we have been dealing with our share of health, of course, but we've been dealing with our fair share of sickness, and we are in it to win it. So thank you, my dear. I love you. And of course, I have to thank my Finley family, headed by Mrs. Bennington, our captain, and she has her two right arms, or not two right arms, her right arm and her left arm, Mrs. Sibbett and Mrs. Asando, and this past 2 years during COVID, she had an extra right hand and left hand in Mr. Brown and Mr. Wilson, retired principals who came out to help a considerable amount of time at Finley. Then we have our counselor extraordinaire, Carla Bishop White, who in the last 2 years and 3 years has had to work overtime and be especially helpful, not just for the kids, but for us staff members as well, because we have been dealing with some stuff, and she is always, always there for Finley. And finally, our Finley staff member, our secretary extraordinaire, Jennifer Weatherholt, who when the ship does get off course a little bit, Mrs. Weatherholt makes sure that Ms. Bennington and everybody else gets back on course. Okay, my phone just turned off. There's a new iPhone. I don't know how to work it. My kids have to get my messages for me sometimes. It's terrible. All right, let's see what else I had here. Oh yes. And once they say you're a member of the Finley staff, you are always a member of the Finley family. But what is really important about what Mrs. Bennington does at Finley, she creates a philosophy of protecting a child's natural innocence as long as we can, while giving them the educational tools that they need for success in the real world. We also teach them the qualities of love, respect, and forgiveness, and don't forget forgiveness, because that's a huge one. And during a conflict, to focus on what's right and not who's right. And most importantly, we give them the skill set to analyze the situation, weigh the different options and potential solutions, and problem solve in real time. And the key here is even when an adult is not present. The PACS program has been truly wonderful in this respect. The students do this in a safe, loving, and caring environment. Now, former Finley staff members, but always Finley family, I've leaned on, especially over the last couple of years. I call the two Angies, Angela Harper Brooks, now Angela Carter, and Angela Marshall. We get together for lunch, we talk on the phone, we text and just say, hey, how's it going? What are you going through? What's going on with your life? And always stay in touch with what's going on with each other. Then I have my two partners in crime, my former Finley principals, Dave Butts and Charles Jones. Always get together every couple of months just to kick back and have root beer and hang about. We played basketball for 30 years together. Then there are the brothers Johnson. Though they aren't brothers, Larry Johnson, known to me more as Wayne Johnson, and my pastor, Joey Johnson, we are all gym rats. So you think we all happen to go to the same church, but we never see each other at church. We always see each other at the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. But Wayne and Pastor Joey have given me words of wisdom. Pastor Joey gives me scriptures, especially during COVID when things were crazy, and it has really helped. And I have my downtown support, always. I didn't want to forget the downtown support. Mary Kelly, Karen Gijic, Don Wilson, Todd Wamas, and my new main man, Mr. Mark Williamson, who made sure that during the whole national anthem process, I got to every interview, every photo shoot, and even when my power went out once, I texted Mark and said, please call the guy and tell him I didn't just cut him off. My power went out. I blew a fuse because I had all my keyboards on in the music room. And he was right there. And I have never met him. We've tried to meet each other 3 times. So I'm hoping that tonight, I asked him if he was going to be here. So we have to meet in person tonight. Thanks again. I just wish to say that I wish my parents were here. I'm almost done, y'all, for real. I'm almost done. My parents have seen me receive numerous awards in sports and music, but they've never seen me receive an award for education. My father was a 38-year retired high school and elementary principal. My mom was a 30-year elementary music teacher. So I come by teaching honestly. Thank you all very much, and God bless.
Thank you, and please enjoy your dinner. We'll be back for the Teachers of the Year. So we're about ready to start part 2. And as we begin, I'd like to call your attention to this on your table. All the teachers who have won the Governor's Award are listed here. Akron has a robust science education program, and we celebrate our teachers who have been recognized as recipients of the Governor's Award. The Governor's Thomas Edison Award for Excellence in STEM Education and Student Research was earned by 189 Akron educators. If our building and division Teachers of the Year could please go to the area just outside the ballroom doors, we have our Teacher of the Year team there to help you line up for the grand entrance. We will call our elementary and then our secondary Teachers of the Year, and then we will call our division finalists. So, building Teachers of the Year and division finalists, please report to the foyer.
Now, each building Teacher of the Year will receive the following: a signature Don Drum desk plate to display their achievement. Each teacher is wearing a special lapel pin designed by Miller South students, with Allison Rich and Malia Shantz as well. A one-of-a-kind portrait was created courtesy of our APS students, which you're seeing throughout the night. A supply allocation for next school year approved by our CFO, Ryan Pendleton, and a sincere thanks of gratitude from all of us, the Akron Public Schools. Now let's present our 2022 Building Teachers of the Year.
So if we can have Mrs. Tecca, Miss Kelly, Miss Outley, to the stage, please.
Brian, you looking for a job in radio by chance?
In 3 years.
In 3 years, he said. We'll hold you to it. All right, Karen.
So as soon as our toy team give us the sign that our grand entrance is ready, we'll call. Elementary, the foundation, right, Mary? So sometimes, those of you who have been Teachers of the Year in the past may recall, it's a little more difficult to line up than you might think, because there's a lot of joy out in that area and celebration. So as they joyfully line up, we've given some hints. We have their lineup number on their name tag. So we will get our order right, and we know, here they come. Very exciting. So we are ready. Michaela Hart, Barber, Community Learning Center.
Michaela goes beyond supporting students' basic academic needs. She makes sure all students are emotionally safe. She strives to keep interactions positive. She's proactive and creates a positive climate to ensure achievement.
Chloe Verba, Betty Jane Community Learning Center.
Students just love Music Day with Mrs. Verba. During the pandemic, she found a way to make music the highlight of their day and make sure that the winter program that included all the children in the school. The virtual Christmas videos of the students are, quote, superb.
Lydia Torrio, Case Community Learning Center.
Lydia collaborates with her peers effectively, bringing new ideas and perspectives to the table. She has a great rapport and shows respect to all. She is our CASE Teacher of the Year.
Samantha Wilkinson, Kraus Community Learning Center.
Sam is hardworking, dedicated to her students. She collaborates with team members weekly to make sure they're all informed of current data and best practices, and she shares teaching practices with her teammates and the entire staff at Kraus CLC.
Lisa Kamivsky, ELP Stewart, Essex.
Lisa is the epitome of Teacher of the Year. She puts her heart into teaching while engaging her students with amazing literacy and math lessons. She is a relationship builder and outstanding colleague who secured a literacy grant for pre-K classrooms. Congratulations.
Nicole Dagus, David Hill Community Learning Center.
David Hill. Nicole has the heart of gold and was made to teach. She builds relationships with students, colleagues, and parents. Her goal is to perfect her craft and ensure each student's success. She is dedicated to her students and all of us in the Akron Public Schools.
Holly Connor, Findlay Community Learning Center.
Finley's Holly goes above and beyond for her fourth graders every day. She designs differentiated lessons for their needs and uses the information to effectively guide her instruction. She is one of our coordinators for Akron After School, and she recently finished her ELL certification. Congratulations, Holly.
Laura Bessesi, Glaston, Firestone Park Elementary.
Firestone Park. Laura is a very dedicated and compassionate educator who advocates for her students. She is an integral part of our teaching staff at Firestone Park Elementary.
Kara Misidich, Forest Hill Community Learning Center.
Kara makes all the students feel welcome. She takes her time to get to know students, makes connections with family, and works well with her colleagues. She deeply cares about students and academic growth with their emotional needs at Forest Hill CLC.
Christine Matthews, Glover Community Learning Center.
Chris does what's best for kids. She has filled her schedule to support as many students as possible. Chris shares her wealth of knowledge with students, staff, and new tutors as well.
Lynn Fickus is not able to be with us, but we want to acknowledge her. She's from Harris Jackson Community Learning Center.
Lynn is also an exemplary fourth grade teacher, passionate about student learning. She's built strong student relationships and is committed to the growth of the whole child at Harris CLC.
Cynthia Price, Hatton Community Learning Center.
Ms. Price supports her colleagues, especially by mentoring new teachers to the building. She shares best practices which support teachers in promoting student achievement at Hatton CLC.
Melissa Sweeten, Leggett Community Learning Center.
Ms. Sweeten goes above and beyond with her students. Her creativity is outstanding. We love how she thinks outside of the box to meet her students' needs. She's an exceptional teacher at Leggett CLC.
Gwen Ashley, Mason Community Learning Center.
We go to kindergarten. Need I say more? Gwen has embraced the challenge of sculpting little minds into inquiring scholars. The kindergarten students are so lucky to have such an amazing teacher like Gwen.
Jessica Dobbins is not able to be with us tonight from Mickey Bright, but we want to read about her anyway.
She doesn't hesitate to step in and help where needed. Is an amazing team player, excellent relationships with her students, and is very intentional with her planning and use of data.
Janine Barish, Pfeiffer Elementary.
Janine truly cares about each of her students and gives them multiple opportunities to succeed. She is a team player with a big smile tonight.
Cindy Rochford, Portage Path Community Learning Center.
Cindy is a fabulous, gifted teacher who works with other teachers to integrate their classroom experience into her lessons. She holds high expectations and supports all the students at Portage Path CLC.
Carly Coffey, Resnick Community Learning Center.
Carly is an amazing educator. She thinks outside of the box. She's passionate about being an IB teacher. Carly is a great colleague and takes on many roles at Resnick to enhance the students and staff. Carly, congratulations.
Aubrey Brady, Reimer Community Learning Center.
Aubrey has the respect of all who work with her. She leads without needing any recognition for her contribution. She always does what's best for her students, parents, and Reimer CLC.
Julie Owens Spoonster.
Miss OS addresses students' needs through
Richmond.
effective lesson planning and collaboration in order to provide the best instruction. She is a highly effective teacher and has a positive rapport with everyone at Richmond CLC.
Elizabeth Waller, Robinson Community Learning Center.
Miss Waller builds an excellent rapport with her students as she goes above and beyond to make sure they feel safe and all of their academic needs are being met. It's an honor to work with her at Robinson CLC.
Julie Sanders, Sam Salem Community Learning Center.
There's Julie is outstanding. She strives to meet the academic and social, emotional needs of her students every day. She also leads the building by sharing effective instruction strategies and is quick to lend a helping hand wherever it is needed. Sam Salem CLC, Julie Sanders.
Kate Ellis, Schumacher Community Learning Center.
Kate is innovative, passionate, and inclusive educator, providing students and staff with engaging STEM lessons. She creates a positive and collaborative learning environment at Schumacher CLC.
Natalie Lowe's, Cyberling Community Learning Center.
Natalie is sensitive to students' learning issues. She works very hard to help all students and is more than willing to collaborate with colleagues. The culture in Natalie's room is welcoming to all who walk through the doors at Cyberling CLC.
Rebecca Klein could not join us tonight. She's from Windermere Community Learning Center.
And she is a Windermere star. She is energetic and collaborative. Her students are full of love and adoration for her at Windermere CLC, Rebecca Klein.
As we call Mr. Johnson to come up and join us, let's applaud all of the elementary Teachers of the Year. When we take a look at that lineup,
That's cool.
it's amazing. Lisa Hasinger, thank you. Akron Alternative Academy.
Lisa works hard to build relationships and makes a difference in the lives of most at-risk students at Akron Alternative. She makes herself available to help them whenever they need help to reach their goal of graduation. Congratulations, Lisa.
Ibrahim Konati. Akron Early College High School.
Ibrahim ensures all students feel like they matter through humor, his amazing singing and storytelling, or his Connect 4 skills. He used many strategies to reach most challenging students at Akron Early College High School. Congratulations.
Nathaniel Rogers Bridges.
Nathaniel makes music exciting with his magic cart of boomwhackers, drums, maracas, and more. Maracas, boomwhackers, drums, and more. That'll be the line of the night. He engages our learners at Bridges. Congratulations.
Lynn Webb, Buchtel Community Learning Center.
Lynn works extremely hard to ensure that all students are engaged, respected, and successful. She goes out of her way to reward students with kickboard points, incentives, and whatever it takes to make learning matter. She makes an impact each and every day at Bookdale CLC.
John McLean, East Community Learning Center.
Master Sergeant Top Mac is the heart and soul of our JROTC program. His enthusiasm at ECLC is contagious and very positive. Congratulations. What an honor.
Kelly Smith, Ellett Community Learning Center.
Kelly is a vibrant teacher who excels in classroom climate and develops and delivers high-level, engaging lessons for students. She makes connections between lesson content and other disciplines and real-world experiences, while also encouraging independent and critical thinking. Congratulations, Kelly.
Aaron Cooper, Higher Community Learning Center.
Higher CLC, Erin provides an open and welcoming learning environment for students. She delivers the curriculum in a caring way and considers each and every student. She provides a safe place for social emotional learning to occur at Higher CLC.
Valerie Skelly is not able to join us tonight from Innis, but we want to hear about her anyway.
She finds new opportunities to help students every day, on top of providing all-around supports for everyone at Innis. Congratulations to her tonight.
Kelly Porter, Jennings Community Learning Center.
Kelly collaborates with her teammates to make sure her students are taken care of. From video conferencing to Google Meets, her students are her top priority at Jennings CLC.
Kristen Parker is not able to join us tonight. Kristen is from Litchfield Community Learning Center.
She puts her students first and colleagues' needs before her own, putting great effort into ensuring her students' growth and success. She is caring, respectful, and a role model at Litchfield CLC.
Angela Hammelman from NIF STEM High School.
Is that Angela there? Angela cares for her students' well-being and not just their academics. Her commitment to the learners in Akron goes beyond her daily duties. She connects with families and collaborates with colleagues to provide equitable opportunities for all STEM learners. Congratulations.
Alma Cria de Bellagio, North High School.
Alma constantly goes above and beyond for her students. She runs the Rotary Interact Club and supports all of her students in after-school activities. She provides countless volunteer hours for the North Hill community and is honored and respected by the staff and students at North High School.
Congratulations to all of our secondary building Teachers of the Year. And now, the gift items presented to the 8 Division Teachers of the Year are as follows: a Don Drum plaque, the original portrait, a supply allocation for next school year, a $50 gift card presented by the Akron Education Association, and the sincere thanks of a grateful school district. Now we will present our 8 Division Teacher of the Year finalists. Dr. McWilliams-Woods, would you come forward, please, and assist us on the stage?
There we go.
Alana Stefanik, Helen Arnold Community Learning Center.
Alana puts her relationships first and as a means of engaging her students. She works hard to guarantee effective instruction is provided to all of her students. Alana spent 11 of the last 12 years teaching in our district. She lives and breathes to teach. Her focus is on success of her students. With daily joy and enthusiasm, she finds a creative path to engage every student to ensure that each one learns at Helen Arnold CLC.
Monique Swain, I Promise School.
Ms. Swain consistently works to better the entire school and student body through her actions and words. She consistently and passionately serves our building with excellence. This is her second year teaching at I Promise. She is a mom to a wonderful son, an aunt to wonderful children. She is the only girl in her battle zone of brothers. That's a quote. She never wanted to follow in her mom's footsteps, but says her mother was one of the greats, and she finally is definitely following in those footsteps. That was fun.
Christy Uren, Voris Community Learning Center.
Christy is a secret treasure at Voris CLC. She is an amazing speech pathologist and takes on numerous leadership roles. She's always willing to lend a helping hand and makes Voris CLC a better place to learn and work. Christy feels lucky to be in her 20th year at Voris CLC, where she has been active in a variety of ways. She currently serves on the Voris CLC caseload first, but also serves in the building PBIS, SIP, and IAT teams, as well as assessing the building test as the building test coordinator at Voris CLC. Christy, congratulations.
Lori Whipple, King.
Lori is an incredible third grade teacher. She's dedicated, creative, and has an ultra positive attitude. She is thoughtful with her lessons, designs, and incorporates social and emotional learning into her day. She meets her students where they are and keeps expectations high. Lori has taught third grade at King CLC for the last 3 years. Over the last 20 years, she's taught pre-K through 8th grade, and she started teaching in Akron Public Schools in 2017. Outside of school, she is a mom of 2, 4-H leader, church member, and a world traveler. Congratulations, Lori.
And congratulations to our elementary division finalists. And welcome to our secondary division finalists, Megan Hauk, Miller South.
Miller South. Megan advocates for students and collaborates with teachers. She demonstrates leadership in teaching and student clubs. She's always eager to help. She is a star at Miller South. She's also an intervention specialist, and she's able to use her appreciation for all the art forms to create learning experiences that speak to students. She's taught in Akron Public Schools for the last 8 years, both at Miller South and STEM. Megan earned her bachelor's and master's degree from the University of Akron, resides in Medina with her husband and her 4-legged furry baby. That's what it says.
Christine Justice, NIF STEM Middle School.
Christine is a dedicated educator who develops exceptional learner-coach relationships, designs real-world problem-solving experiences, and supports events that showcase learners' work beyond the classroom. Christine is a graduate from Akron Public Schools and the University of Akron. In 2011, she became the founding member of the NIHF STEM School and has served several committees. She also works with colleagues as a PBL facilitator and a member of APS Expo Steering Committee. Congratulations, Christine.
Lucretia Rogers, Firestone Community Learning Center.
Lucretia is brilliantly focused on student development. Her dedication to student culture, access, opportunities should be showcased. We are proud of her nomination and representing our Firestone professional community. Lucretia is also a woman of many talents. She's not only taken on new roles this year that proves that she is reliable, but she also takes on any challenge and faces it with a smile. Many students see her as a source of stability. Congratulations.
Christopher Sims, Kenmore Garfield High School.
Chris is an active and engaged member of Kenmore Garfield. As demonstrated by his leadership throughout the school, he is a lifelong learner, and he is currently working on his advanced degree. Chris is a proud APS graduate who's been teaching for 17 years. He is currently a member of the SIP team, a team leader for the Freshman Academy, and a member of the AVID Site team. He teaches both freshman seminar and the Avid elective. When a need arises, Chris is there to step in and support students, families, and his colleagues. Congratulations, Christopher, from all of us.
Yes.
Well, I'm pleased to introduce the 2022 Akron Public Schools Teacher of the Year to you. This is a wonderful occasion to be able to honor the best of the best amongst us. Special thank you to our former Teachers of the Year for selecting this year's Teacher of the Year. Thank you to our 2010 Teacher of the Year, Jackie Bailey. 2016 Teacher of the Year, Jenny Walls. 2017 Teacher of the Year, Jill Finnegan. 2018, Jennifer Wicks. 2019, Joey Nicolino. And 2020's Krista Bowden.
Woo-hoo. Superintendent Fowler Mack, can I also have the grace of going off script for a minute here? That you all are not surprised, right? That's never happened before. But I would actually love, just because of all that we have been through together, could all the educators and the staff in the Akron Public Schools please stand up? Can you all stand up? All of you, not the awardees, all of you stand up.
As loud as we can we recognize them?
Woo-hoo. Now, stay standing, because we know what we survived the last 2 years together makes all of you the Teachers of the Year for the Akron Public Schools. Can everybody yell, "We made it"?
We made it!
Woo-hoo! All right, thank you. Just had to do that.
We know, though, Dr. McWilliams-Woods, that our 2022 District Teacher of the Year has taught in a totally online connected learning environment. We know that this person functions successfully in Google Meets and has taught for at least 1 year in our district.
And we also know, Superintendent Fowler Mack, that this particular incredible educator attended the University of Cincinnati or Kent State University, or the University of Akron.
This educator might hold an advanced degree from one of 3 places. It might be Grand Canyon University or Kent State University or the University of Akron.
And we do know that this incredible educator has been in education for at least 12 years.
and has served in Akron at least 1 year.
As soon as you thought we were narrowing, then we go abroad again. This teacher is recognized as a leader in his or her grade level or content area.
Principals have said the following about our Teacher of the Year. It is evident that mutual respect exists between students and this teacher. The teacher's demeanor has a calming and positive effect on the students, resulting in an excellent climate of learning. The teacher communicates a belief in the potential of all students, seeks out opportunities to grow professionally beyond what is required. The teacher motivates students to improve. This teacher is known for his or her spirit of cooperation and teamwork.
Students in particular have described our Teacher of the Year as an absolute favorite teacher and someone who cares deeply about them every single day. Students respect this teacher and work with and for this teacher. This teacher in particular has expressed him or herself that my goal as an educator is to inspire all of my learners of diverse backgrounds to succeed. I believe that teaching is the greatest calling and that we have the great responsibility to prepare today's students for tomorrow's jobs that may not even exist yet. Education needs to change, and I have done my best in my classroom to be that change. The Teacher of the Year also said, I start each and every year with my learners working in groups. It doesn't matter if it's a PBL, a lab, a project, or an in-class assignment, we work in teams. I have been focusing on our school's core values and habits of mind to ensure our learners persist and never give up, no matter how much adversity they face.
I think it's becoming clearer. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, and families, please welcome our 2022 District Teacher of the Year, Christine Justice, from the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
I never thought I would be standing here. This is very, very overwhelming, very humbling. I'm honored to stand here, and I'm overcome with gratitude and appreciation, truly from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank every single one of you in this room. You're all here being honored for outstanding teaching, and every single one of you touches the lives of our students every day. There's a Japanese proverb that says, better than 1,000 days with a diligent study is one day with a great teacher. And I thank you all for being that great teacher for our Akron Public School students. Real quick, my family, they're gonna be watching this. I want to thank my mom, dad, and grandmother, my brothers, Jerry, Jeff, Abby. Oh my gosh. They're here. Noelle and Gavin and Noah. Thank you. I can't believe you're here. I need to thank my STEM staff over there, especially my team, Beth, Julie, Donna. It has just been an honor to work with you guys. You have been amazing in all we've done. Angela, Callie, Brett, Carrie, and of course my science team. I love you guys. Katie, Leslie, Chelsea, everybody. Thank you so much. The STEM school is an awesome place to work, and you guys make it awesome every single day you come in. And of course, Juan and Amanda, you've led us in a direction that I never saw coming, but you're always one step ahead of where we need to be. And I thank you for your leadership. And I love you guys. I also, she's not here tonight, but I want to thank Dr. Katrina Halassa. Katrina, wherever you are, you have been both a mentor and a friend to me, and I have loved watching you take the science fair from one table in Central Howard High School's library with 6 projects to hundreds and hundreds of projects, and all of the community that comes to it, and all of the teachers who volunteer. Actually, if you have had a kid participate in the science fair, you volunteered, just raise your hand. She has touched so many people in this room, and Katrina, you're awesome. Of course, the board, thank you, and to the admin, you guys, just thank you for honoring our teachers tonight. This has been a great honor, and this has been such a crazy year. When asked, what is education, Richard Riley, the former Secretary of Education, said, "It is preparing our students for jobs that do not exist, using technology that has not yet been invented for tomorrow's problems that we don't know are problems yet." And the first time I heard that, I was so overwhelmed. Just, how do we do that? I didn't know I was signing up for a job to foresee the future and be a superhero. But we did. And so I thought long and hard about it, and after some reflection, I decided that STEM education is the way that we can do that. Akron Public Schools has had the foresight to give every school a named partner. And the College and Career Academies have allowed us to partner with community partnerships around the district. And that gives us the opportunity to prepare problem-based learning units and inquiry-based learning units. It also helps expose our students to jobs they may not have even known existed, and maybe something that they want to pursue upon employment, enrichment, or enlistment after graduating. Just yesterday, my staff, we were in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park planting 100 trees for a problem-based learning unit with my students and 12 park rangers. But that's how we get them ready for tomorrow's jobs, and that's how we help them solve tomorrow's problems that we don't know are problems yet. But technology, that's the one that's really hard for us as educators. I know, because when Sam Cruz and I trained for 6 months in how to be great STEM teachers with science and technology, well, it took exactly 2 weeks for the kids to know more than we did. And that was a humbling moment, but that was also the moment I realized we don't have to be the best at technology. We just have to know how to get them started and get out of their way and let them fly. And all of us, well, we're digital transplants in this world, but our students are digital natives. When I went to school, technology was a Nokia brick phone, and I had AOL dial-up. I remember I went to college, and there was one textbook I could download. It was $109, and I downloaded it at home, and I ran home to do it, and it took 8 minutes to get one page to pop up. I went back to the University of Akron, and I bought the book. But in 2020, we all got pretty good at technology. Whether we were ready for it or not, the world changed on us. And all of a sudden, everybody had a Google Classroom, and everybody had a Bitmoji. Everybody was using apps. And I just thank God that APS had the foresight, before that happened, to put a laptop in every single student's hands. We left in 2020 prepared. I talked to my friends in other districts, and they had kids signing on from cell phones and PlayStations and Apple, and nothing worked for them. But we didn't have that problem because we were prepared from APS, and I thank you for that. And that's the exact direction we need to keep moving forward in, getting technology into our classrooms. And we can all do it. We can do a little bit more enrichment. We can introduce robots or drones. We can introduce video game design and computer programming and app design. And we just got to take a chance. We don't have to be the best at it. We just have to let the kids go. And in closing, I just want to stand before you and say I am humbled to accept this award. with the very best teachers in this room. And for all of you, I want to say thank you. Thank you for every day you struggled to figure out how to teach online. You literally wrote the history books, people. We did it. It hadn't been done before, and we did it. We taught online. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. I thank you for coming back to our buildings, and every single time we covered a class for our colleagues because there wasn't enough staff, and all the social distancing and mask mandates we were able to enforce to keep our students safe. But most importantly, I thank you for working twice as hard this year as we've ever had to work, because we were able to catch our students up socially and emotionally and teach them standards. And that is what counts. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you for being the teacher that's greater than 1,000 hours of diligent study. And thank you for all you do. Thank you.
That concludes our program. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.